Welcome back to HU16's Live at 5. I'm Caroline Sellers, and I am here with Professor Lori Klein. Thank you so much for being in the studio with us today. Now, today, Arkansans are going to the polls as today is Super Tuesday. Can you tell us a little bit about what Super Tuesday is and why is it such a big deal?
Okay, Super Tuesday really is a big deal. For instance, in the Democratic Party, there's 3,979 delegates, and 1,300 of them are going to be resolved today. Okay, Super Tuesday is a mass election for candidates. We are not choosing yet between the candidates for the party, but this is when we choose which candidate will represent the party. Iowa's the first caucus in the nation. New Hampshire's the first primary election in the nation, but Super Tuesday is when a number of states have gathered themselves together to sort of get the power of numbers and have an election all in one day to try to decide who they want representing their party in the presidential election that will come in November.
Okay, and this is a primary, and primaries are meant normally for specific political parties. Do you need to be part of that party in order to participate?
That depends on where you live, what state you live in. There are 24 what they call open primary states. An open primary means you don't have to be a member of that party to be able to vote in that party's primary election. The closed primary states, you have to register membership in that party, and then you can vote within their primary. Arkansas is an open primary state. So when you go to vote today, you should be able to ask for whichever ballot you'd like to, whichever party's ballot you'd like to vote with.
I also know that people have the ability to vote early if they would choose to. What are your opinions on that?
Well, I think especially if you're going to be out of town or you know you're not going to be here on a Tuesday, that's a great idea. I like the community part of voting together on a Tuesday, like God intended. But there's also a practical element to that, which is Saturday, when Joe Biden won, we have seen two significant candidates drop, three really, candidates drop since then. Amy Klobuchar dropped, Buttigieg dropped, and Tom Steyer dropped. And so if you voted early and you voted for one of those, then you might be sitting here today going, maybe I should have waited.
What can the public be looking for in the results of Super Tuesday?
Polling indicates that Biden is going to walk away with Arkansas, not as much as he did with South Carolina, not by that margin, but he's had a real spike just since Saturday. And part of that's because of the endorsement from Buttigieg and from Klobuchar. Even Beto O'Rourke in Texas has endorsed Biden. So he's getting a good deal of moderate support. And there seems to be, they're beginning to sort of draw a line in the Democratic Party. Do you want to go with that moderate approach of Biden, or do you want to go a little further off to the left with Sanders?
Now, is this really just a really big national election, or what can we expect to see locally?
We do have some other things on the ballot. We've got a school issue, a school tax issue, which kind of looks like a tax increase, but if you read all the way to the very last sentence, it's not. It's just sort of a referendum for us to continue to pay the millage rate that we have been paying for the Searcy school system. We also have judicial elections right now. We have nonpartisan judicial elections. We elect every judge in the state of Arkansas. They're not appointed. And they no longer run on a party level. We changed that a few years back. And so this is the time when we have our judicial elections. So we have a state Supreme Court seat open, and we have a local judge seat open.
Okay, thank you so much for coming in into the studio today.
You're welcome.
And that's all we have. Now over to Jackson with your sports.